going to do a quick little staging change, and we're going to do a quick little travel across to Riyadh, where we're going to have our next speaker coming up for the next 60 seconds. Now, what's going to happen, Jerry is going to be calling in. You will see him on the screen in a moment. He is a gentleman that always keeps us on our toes, which is why I'm going to stand for this conversation. But Jerry, marhaba, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us from Saudi.
Salam alaikum. I so happy to see you, Anita and Jonathan. Thank you for the great job in organizing this. You know, my intention was to be with you this morning. We were with His Royal Highness yesterday, and we will reconvene with him today on the 2022 plan for Diriyah and the Diriyah Gate Development Authority. We had a brilliant day yesterday, very exciting. The Crown Prince has, he's given us a lot of resources to move Diriyah forward. I'm thrilled to say that we'll be opening up assets as quickly as the first quarter of next year. So we're looking very, very much forward to welcoming everybody to the kingdom. And thank you for having me this morning.
Stunning. Thank you, Jerry. And I must say, I feel like a very lucky child because this is my second chance to interview you this week. So I'm very, very fortunate. But again, you and I have a history that goes back to South Africa, that goes back to the US, that goes back decades. And I've always known you, sir, to be one who has an incredible X-ray vision when it comes to development projects. Now, we have just under 600 seconds to talk about a $40 billion US initiative taking place in the kingdom within part of Vision 2030. Now, one of the beauties about Vision 2030, and Mahmoud spoke about it beautifully this morning, is the fact that we have these giga projects. There's Alula, Neom, the Red Sea, and your beautiful Diriyah Gate, which we are very blessed to have you as the CEO of the Diriyah Gate Development Authority. I would love to understand, sir, so much about tourism recovery and growth is about tourism cooperation. Can you please share how the kingdom is making sure that these giga projects stay connected and cooperate to raise the baseline for opportunity development rather than competing directly on? Please.
Yeah, thank you. There's a scientific answer, and then there's an artistic side to the answer. The scientific answer is that in structure, these giga projects are not only not competitive with each other, they are very complementary of each other in terms of their importance to a national tourism strategy. These projects are so important that with everything His Royal Highness the Crown Prince has to do, he remains chairman of all of them. Now, when you are chairman, as he is, and he works an 80-hour week. So all the CEOs of the giga projects know, if the boss is working 80 hours, we have to work 81, right? Now, what happens is that there is a structure to make sure that these giga projects, as they're called, complement each other. Now, we're very blessed because we have a fabulous His Excellency Ahmed Al-Khatib, that many of you know, as our Minister of Tourism. Very focused, very processed, very supportive, very communicative. He and I speak every single day. We have an amazing Minister of Culture in Prince Badr, amazing General Entertainment Authority. Now, this structurally glues all of the giga projects together. Now, the artistic side, what I said, is that not only, you would think that the CEOs would be affectionately competitive with each other. We're not. As a matter of fact, the CEOs are extremely close to one another for one reason. We don't want to disappoint the kingdom. We don't want to disappoint the Saudi public. And most important, we don't want to disappoint the king, because we know this is a historic moment. And we all feel, to whom much is given, much is expected. And we are energized every day by the young Saudi staff that we have. So these projects complement each other. The CEOs work very closely daily, and there's a very strong bond between all of the CEOs and certainly all of the ministries.
Which is lovely because by implication, that maturity of leadership and that integration of leadership almost becomes an insurance policy from an investment point of view to ensure that everyone is able to get access to opportunity through that integration. Now, sir, it would be a waste of the time on stage with you today if I did not tap into the heart of Jerry Inzerillo. And I would like to understand, sir, you have been such a remarkable pioneer in your life's work. You have worked incredibly hard around the world to turn the impossible into possible. You were reached out to by Her Royal Highness the Crown Prince to take on this challenge. And you knew what was going to be required of you, and you said yes. Why is this one of the most exciting times in your entire life's work?
Yeah, thank you so much, and your words mean a lot to me, and you're being very generous. It is very rare. There's a magical word called serendipity. I've been doing this 54 years, since 1967. But in alignment of serendipity, it's rare to have vision, resources, authenticity, passion, youth, all together at the same time, right? So in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, a G20 country, 238 countries, Saudi Arabia achieved G20 status in only 91 years, and we've been G20 a while. But now you got you have a world-loved custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman, who during COVID did an amazing job of empathetic leadership. You have a dynamic crown prince who is the hardest working person, in the details, cares. Yesterday, he walks into a meeting. I think he had 12, 13 meetings yesterday. Salam alaikum. How's everybody? How's your team doing? Is everybody happy? Can we do more? I mean, he's just great. And then you're dealing with Diriyah, the birthplace of the kingdom, the home of Al Saud. You're dealing with the Red Sea and Al-Ula and historic Jeddah and beautiful Taif. I mean, like our colleague said. So we have the resources, we have the authenticity, and you have the heart of the Saudi staff, Saudi team. My team is over 1,100 people now. The average age is 31. You take me out, it's probably 24% as an average. But we have 34% of our staff are Saudi women. 16% of our Saudi women are in management. 14% of our staff are from the community we serve today. So they're fired up, and it makes all of us fired up. So it is an honor and a pinnacle of my career, one who loves to serve, to be around these wonderful people daily, which provide unbelievable energy. And if we have to work an 80-hour week, we do it in the custodian's honor. We do it in the Crown Prince's honor. But more importantly, we do it in the honor of all these unbelievably young people that are going to lead this great kingdom and lead the Gulf as Saudi goes from G20 to G10, which I believe will happen under the leadership of the Crown Prince.
Thank you very much. And I must say, sir, that with all that you have said, with all of your wisdom, with all of your honor, with all of your experience, and with a very alive inner child, it is very clear why you are 2021's corporate hotelier of the world, and we all send you enormous congratulations on that. And from all of us here in Dubai to you in Riyadh, a loving shukran for the time this morning. Thank you for joining our Majli. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, come visit, and remember, there's only one Diriyah. Come visit us in the kingdom. Thank you, everybody. Have a good conference.
Jerry, thank you, Jerry.
Good to see you, John.
Thank you, Jerry. You can see me.
Thank you, sir. Over
Excellent.
to you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Anita. It was a great pleasure to have that session with Jerry and Haitham. So.